Hi guys, welcome back to another video. Today I have here for you my two beautiful Sarchochilus. I've unpotted it here. Was my last unboxing. I'll definitely link it down below. But as I told you in that video, I would bring you along when I decide to repot these plants. And today is the day. I've postponed it a lot because I didn't have enough moss. Now I have enough mix, so it should be fine. Also, when I repot is like one of the longest videos because it takes a while for me to put everything and organize everything and to show you. But let's dive into it. Just to let you know, it's always a good idea when you have new orchids to research about them. And I've done my due diligence. I researched a little bit about Sarchochilus. I had some Sarchochilus before, but I lost them. I lost them because of pests. I lost them because I was probably not looking after them properly. And I don't want to repeat the same mistakes. So let's just explore. So Sarchochilus are known as Australian orchids. They are lithophytes, which means that they will grow maybe attached to rocks or in a mix of organic and inorganic material in nature. They are also monopodial orchids, so like little vandas. They look a lot like little vandas. They will grow one leaf after another, and they have a central axis like a stem. So you have to be very careful not to stem rot or crown rot these orchids. Don't leave water trapped among their leaves, like we shouldn't do with Phalaenopsis as well. It's very easy to rot them, so let's not try to do it. Another thing that these plants tend to do is to produce new growths. So they will produce new growths from the base that will be like little cakeys, and then you can have a bushier plant in the future. There is a guy on YouTube, I think it's Hello Plant Lovers. He is an Australian guy who grows orchids, and he has many videos about Sarchochilus, so if you're curious, definitely go there. They also are more some sort of cool to intermediate type of orchids, so if you live in a very hot climate, I don't know how it would be for you to grow them, because like Phalaenopsis, usually they will start spiking in the end of the winter to beginning of spring, so they do need a cool down temperature to be able to spike and to grow, and they need this sort of intermediate temperature as well. Something else that I learned about them is that we need to offer enough drainage. They don't like to have their roots suffocated. If you think about the natural habitat when they are attached to a rock, for example, if it rains, the rain is not going to be, the water is not going to be trapped somewhere on the rocks. The rocks will just dry out, so the roots will not be exposed to water all the time. So I think that's why they place some inorganic material on the base of this pot to keep it very dry. So there is some moss, but there is lots of rocks here, so water is never trapped inside. And that's something important, especially because we don't want to create some environment that will root rot our orchid and we'll end up losing our Sarchochilus. More than that, I am not an expert. I'm telling you things that I learned online. I find their flowers to be so incredibly beautiful. I wish one day I see some Sarchochilus in bloom. It will definitely make my day, and you're gonna see here on this channel because I will be super happy. The last thing that I have to tell you is about light. They love their dappled light, filtered sunlight. They don't like summer light going straight into the leaves. They can get burned easily. So I think growing lights should do well for them, and also we can offer some morning and afternoon light as well. But taking it all out of the way, so I have here my Sarchochilus Fitzheart. That is a hybrid, if I'm not mistaken, of the Hartmannii with the Fitzgeraldii. I will place the names down below. So this is a hybrid, and this one is a species. It's one of the parents. Is the Fitzgeraldii. This one is much younger, doesn't have many more growths, so I have to be a little bit more careful if I don't want to lose this one. This looks like a rubber type of orchid. It has more growths, and I think I saw a flower spike here in the base, which had bloomed before. So this is more like a mature type of Sarchochilus, but it's still not a super bushy and mature plant. Hopefully it will be in the future. Now I'm gonna try to repot these plants. I haven't seen any pests at the base yet, but I will spray some hydrogen peroxide at the root system, and I will pot with my usual mix. But let's explore that while I organize my table. So let's start. So I have here both of my orchids. Just to let you know, I will unpot them the same way. So I do like together, but I'm not gonna explain everything. You already know, I think at this point, how I repot my orchids. So I just need to remove this from its pot. And oh, it has many roots. Can you see? I can see, as I said, that below would be something that would help the plant to the water to evaporate. That's how I see it. We'll drain all of the water, the mix here. And each has a ton of different materials combined. It has bark, it has some clay beads, it has more clay beads, and I think a little bit of perlite as well, and they add some moss at the top. I don't know why. So as I said, I think this orchid is a little bit older. Yeah, we need to carefully remove everything from the root system, which helps it which helps not to break the roots. And also, if I have more roots, I'll have a greater chance to succeed. Plants need their roots to hydrate themselves and to feed themselves as well. The roots are important for both of these things. Yay, so here is my first orchid. I will do as I do with all orchids. I will go to the sink, I will just rinse it, and I'll bring it back. And let's check the root system of the second orchid as well. That's much smaller than this one. There we go. But I have some very nice root tips here. Second orchid is this smaller one. I believe it's potted in the same way as the other one. And I think it's going to be much easier to remove from the pot, as I imagine, because it's a young, it's a seedling. So this one has only 4 roots. Which one is that? Because I know if you press on the root system and you check that it's mushy, it's completely dead. So I'll just remove that and let's pot it up again. Come back when I'm done with this mess. So the light is fluctuating a lot. I'm sorry if it got really, really dark. I hope it's better now. So I have here my Sarchochilus Orchids, that's the bigger one. And I've already sprayed hydrogen peroxide 3% to clean up the root system. However, I don't think it has any pests because I didn't see anything while it was waiting to be repotted. So what I have to do now is just remove the root system, cut everything that's dead. I put this here, but I forgot to cut it. So as I do with most of my orchids, I just check to see what is dead, like mushy. In this case, there are some that are very, very mushy, and then there are others that are alive. They are plumpy if you touch them, and some have beautiful root tips. I hope they keep growing. So let me grab my pair of scissors. So just go ahead and cut these roots. I have a feeling this plant was repotted not long ago, but I'm not sure. So I have many roots that are completely dead. Let me remove all of it. I think that's it, actually. Very easy. I love monopodial orchids with thick roots. It's so easy to remove the dead roots. You don't have to deal with thin roots all over. Look, the seedling is the same thing. It's already clean. I'm gonna grab it quickly for you. So I don't have to cut only this string, so I'm not gonna show you this section, and I'm gonna repot both of them exactly the same way. So let me go with this one now. Let's see what we can do with it. The first thing is to grab my pot. So I have this pot here. It is, I have no idea, 11 centimeters. Let's grab this back. And as you can see here, I do have bark and sphagnum moss, as I do repot all of my orchids. The difference here is that I will pot it up more closely to like Phalaenopsis, Cattleyas. I will add lots of bark chips because I don't want to suffocate these roots. And looking how it was potted before, I saw that they offer lots of air pockets and a very drained material to make sure the plant was never wet for a long time. And thinking about the fact that they are lithophytes and the environment that they grow at. So I went to check to see what happened with the repotting, and I noticed that half of it was cut because of the memory of the SD card. Anyway, so I finished repotting it, and I don't know what is in there, what's not, but I added a lot of bark to offer some air circulation and a little bit of moss, and I was layering. In the end, I did add a slow release fertilizer, and I was just mentioning how easy it is to repot monopodial orchids, because in 2 seconds you're done, different from orchids with thin roots like Oncidians, that takes a longer time. Hopefully this one will grow healthily. I'm gonna add the tag, and I'm gonna grab the second one to show you. So that's the second one, the tiny one. Let me remove it from this pot. Oh gosh, can you please come out? Okay. So this is the seedling one, and I repot on the same way. The only difference is that, as I mentioned, I could add a little bit more of moss in this pot because it's so tiny that it will definitely dry out quicker than the other one. And the reason why I kept it in a tiny pot is because I do live in a humid place and it's cool most of the year. So I know that this plant will not simply grow so fast that will overgrow this pot. And with my conditions, it's easier for me to control what is happening here in a smaller pot. That's why I'm not going to risk it in a larger pot at this point. I will prefer to keep it here, but you can definitely use a larger pot if you have a dry environment, a hotter environment. It's not guaranteed that you're going to have a healthier orchids because of the size of the pot, but how you pot them up. I think it will do super well here inside this tiny pot. And on top of that is one of these cute pots that I have. And I just add 2 bits of slow release fertilizer. Let me clean here and let's conclude this video. So hi guys, I'm back with my 2 cute plants potted up. I can't wait to see them in bloom, and I hope I will do well with them. As I told you in the beginning, I'm no specialist. I don't have a great experience with Sarchochilus. So if you're looking for a super experienced person, don't come here because I just want to share my experience as I grow them. But fingers crossed, they will do well in this mix and they will grow well, and then I will come here to update you. Either way, even if they don't grow well, you also know, because I will definitely let you know in the future. But I'm quite hopeful with these 2 beauties here. Let's see. My plans now is to place them both under growing lights and see how they perform. This one can be placed on the windowsill since it's so tiny and fits everywhere. And again, I love this cute tiny pot. I already told you that. So let's see how they are performing, how they are growing, if they push out new growths, and if everything works out, maybe next spring I will have beautiful Sarchochilus blooms, and I will let you know that I did well. Otherwise, we can definitely inspect the root system and see how to change the mix and what to do next. Do you have any Sarchochilus? How do you grow them? Let me know down below. I'd love to hear more from you. I hope you enjoyed this repotting. If you did, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. That's everything that I wanted to tell you today, and I hope to see you next time. Bye bye!